UFC 322 and LFA are coming up this weekend, and today, guys, I have the complete betting guide for you with timestamps if you'd like to skip to any part of the video. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels, so we are going to be going through the channel betting recap, confident picks on the cards, underdog opportunities, fights that I believe you should not be betting on, and then we're going to close things off with the lock of the week in the more unstructured part of the video, that being any props that are available right now and any fun parlays that we can make. And again, like I said, timestamps are there if you'd like to skip to any part of the video. Let's get started, guys, with the channel betting recap. And I'm in genuine shock, man. Okay, we had a fun entertainment parlay. First off, being Ricky Simon versus Ione Barcelos to go over 1.5 rounds with Christian Leroy Duncan to win. That hit. Fantastic value, especially for CLD. But for our official 0.5 unit play, Randy Brown to win. Depending on whether or not you're watching this video and you're someone who follows the channel, you might know that throughout the entire week, I have been incredibly high on Randy Brown. Randy Brown was my most confident pick on this entire card, and I am still genuinely shocked that he lost that fight. We ended up losing the bet. It ended up being a bad call. There's nothing that we can do about it. Thankfully, it was only 0.5 units, but still, man, I thought that was going to be an excellent matchup. I've been thinking about it all night because, again, more experience for Randy Brown. It was going to go long. Like, Randy Brown isn't typically a fighter who gets finished. He's going to have a significant reach advantage, be a better striker. I don't understand what he did in that octagon, just coming in, leaving his leg open, not striking nearly as much as that we have seen him, and just, here's my leg, chop it down. It did not make sense. I thought my logic for this fight was completely flawless. I was so confident that Randy would get the job done. But hey, I guess he was an underdog for a reason. There's a lot of you guys that were high on Gabriel Bonfim. There's nothing that we can do. We made a bad call, and that's Randy Brown. There's nothing that we can do about it. But hey, you know what? We had excellent value on the fun parlay over there. But of course, if you guys would like to either support the channel or seeing exactly what I'm doing with my money each week, then you can check out the channel membership, which is very cheap compared to other channels. Pin comment description down below or right next to the subscribe button. Every single Friday or Saturday morning, depending on whether or not we're going to bet on any Friday fights, because I am primarily a UFC bettor, we will be posting a community members post just like this, as well as a members only video, diving a little bit deeper into each fight, each pick, why I made this bet, things like that. So again, if you would like to either support the channel or seeing what I'm doing with my money, then you can check out the channel membership, combining my fight knowledge with your own research. Again, whatever you'd like to do. And lastly, OddsGym is a tool that we use in the channel. If you'd like to sign up to OddsGym, you can get a pinned comment description down below. Link right there, code Clenbat. You can get a discount signing up, guys. With that being said, let's get into the confident picks this time around. And there is so much potential on this entire card, okay? Let's get started with the first confident pick over here, and that's going to be Chepe Mariscal. Now, some of you, depending on whether and how long you've been following the channel before, I have been talking about this since probably around when I started watching this channel. There are a few guys, and I also talked about this in the full card breakdown. There's a few guys in the UFC that have been on such a roll. I have been betting on every single one of their fights. I don't care about the opponent. Chepe Mariscal is one of those guys. I have been betting on him since the LFA days. This guy is an animal in the cage. He's one of those guys that you can absolutely trust no matter what to fight for your money. He's forever improving. He has ridiculous heart in there. He's ridiculously well-rounded. This is a true dark horse in the UFC. I've been honest about this because, again, of course, we have a membership. We keep our bets private. So, you know, for the people who want to sign up for the membership, I have been very vocal about Chepe Mariscal, Joshua Van. I am going to continuously bet on them until they lose their fight. I'm betting on Joshua Van to fight when he fights Alexandre Pantoja, and I'm going to bet on Chepe Mariscal fighting against Pat Sabatini. And here's the thing. Pat Sabatini, he has never looked better in the UFC. The guy's on a roll. He's a fantastic talent himself, but I don't care. I trust Chepe Mariscal. I know that he's going to go in there and he's going to provide value for my cash. He's an underdog right now at the time of recording this video. That's crazy. I am going to be betting on Chepe Mariscal until the wheels fall off that train. This guy is different in the UFC, man. There is only so many guys with the heart of Chepe Mariscal, and he's still improving too. Very confident pick in the sense with Chepe Mariscal getting the job done. Okay, let's continue on to the next confident pick over here, and it's going to be Rodolfo Vieira, guys. Bo Nickel proved that he's not UFC level, and I've been talking about this prior to Bo Nickel actually fighting Reinier de Ridder. He has good wrestling. He's a very accomplished wrestler. Of course he is, right? But he hasn't been able to transition that into the UFC. He hasn't looked good. He has subpar hands. He has an okay overhand. That's about it. He's taking on a very tough guy in Rodolfo Vieira. I expect him to lose again. And on top of that, we dove deeper into it in the full card breakdown. I do not like Bo Nickal's attitude after that loss. He hasn't really shown to be a guy to, okay, I need to analyze this loss and I need to get a little bit better. No, he was just angry, bitter. He wasn't humbled, those types of things. But again, we dive a little bit more into that in the full card breakdown. If you guys want, by the way, if you're new to the channel over here, we already have a full card breakdown out where I dive into these fights as deep as we can possibly get. And we talk a lot about the mindset of Bo Nickal and that, okay? I like Rodolfo Vieira in this matchup. Let's continue on over to the next confident pick, and it's going to be Fatima Cline. I've been talking about this for a long time, guys. Angela Hill, I believe to be a not-so-great fighter. She's 41 years old. She's 18-15. I'm bound to get those comments down below saying, like, oh, the disrespect on Angela Hill. I have nothing against her personally. I don't think she's a good fighter, and I can't believe that she squeezes by wins. Fatima Cline, she is close with Erin Blanchfield, trains with Erin Blanchfield. You can think of like a Erin Blanchfield kind of style, except perhaps a little bit more dangerous. I think she's great. She's improving. She's only 25 years old. I fully expect her to get over Angela Hill in this matchup. Let's continue on over to the next confident pick, guys. Carlos Prates. You have a guy in Carlos Prates who has shown that he has championship capabilities with going 5 rounds against Ian Machado Gary. He looked great in that fight. He didn't end up getting the job done. He bounced back from that, got a phenomenal win. Prior to that, the guy's been on an absolute roll in the UFC. And I spoke about this in my full card breakdown on how everybody is kind of like off the fighting nerds train. I think that Carlos Prates and Gene Silva are like are excellent fighters besides, you know, the gym that they're at. I think they're both great. I think Carlos Prates is still improving. He's still in his prime, and he's taking on a very declining Leon Edwards. And somehow we all just found out that Leon Edwards has no heart after going on the insane win streak that he had. Carlos Prates can definitely make the going get tough, and then we can see that kind of like blank stare on Leon Edwards' face, like, I don't want to be here anymore, and there's nothing that I can do. While out of all my confident picks, this is my least confident pick, I still do believe that Carlos Prates is going to get the job done over a declining Leon Edwards. Now, guys, let's get into some underdog opportunities over here. These are not necessarily bets that I'm going to be making on the card. If you're looking for value, I really do not mind these upsets, and there is a lot that I am very excited for here, okay? Now, let's talk about Michael Morales. He's going to be the first underdog opportunity. The odds are basically at a pick'em, but at the time recording this video, Michael Morales is a slight underdog. You have a guy who's 18-0. You've had a guy who has had very little trouble in the UFC. I imagine a world, okay, where Michael Morales just doesn't care what Sean Brady does, just storms forward, chins him. I know that Sean Brady's great. I think that Sean Brady's great. He will definitely have a ground advantage. I just see a world where that takes place. On top of that, Michael Morales, he's a great striker. He's going to have a significant reach advantage on Sean Brady. Sean Brady still kind of got chinned by Bilal Muhammad. Michael Morales hits a lot harder than that. I do not mind this upset one little bit, okay? Let's continue on over the next underdog opportunity, and this is basically a pick'em. The odds have been flying around. Weili Zhang, at the time of recording this video, is the underdog, and she's going to be the underdog opportunity. Same, but if the odds even flip, it's going to be Valentina Shevchenko. You have literally the 2 greatest female athletes of all time fighting each other. Whoever the underdog is, there's value there. I believe Weili Zhang, it as an underdog, is insane to get in general. I believe Weili Zhang to be the greatest female athlete of all time. I've been betting on Weili Zhang for a long time. I cannot believe that I'm seeing plus money next to Weili Zhang after all of the different contenders that she has flattened. I get that she's taking on Valentina Shevchenko. Either way, there's value on the underdog whichever way you go. Let's continue on over to the main event. Jack Della Maddalena is also another underdog opportunity. I am seeing this guy where you can bet and you get over 3 times your money back, sometimes 4. That's insane. There is a clear path to victory for Jack Della Maddalena. And don't get me wrong, I'm not counting out one of the greatest of all time, that being Islam Makhachev. He's going up in weight. Jack has improving takedown defense. He has particularly good takedown defense with his boxing stance, which is strange. He is a phenomenal boxer. He's a master of fundamentals, and I can see a world where Islam Makhachev, he was getting pieced up by Dustin Poirier. If he was getting pieced up by Dustin Poirier, I think that he's going to end up getting pieced up against Jack Della Maddalena as well. And I can see Jack Della Maddalena bringing him through a violent war and maybe getting a finish near the 5th round. Maybe. Maybe being the key word over here. I'm just saying, Jack Della Maddalena is being incredibly disrespected by the odds here. I'm not confident that he gets the job done, but that is insane value. Insane for Jack Della Maddalena, because I definitely see a path to victory for him. Let's circle over to the only LFA fight that I wanted to talk about, and unfortunately, there are no odds over here, but I wanted to include it in the underdog opportunity section because there's an opportunity to be found here, okay? It's going to be Aileen Pereira. Okay. I don't know how many of you have watched Aileen Pereira fight. This is Alex Pereira's sister. She is shown to have good striking. She is shown to have literally zero ground game. So there's an opportunity either way, depending on what the odds end up being for this fight, because you have to think about it a couple ways. And I almost included this one in the fights that you should not be betting on section, okay? Because think of it this way. Ailin Pereira, completely overhyped by the promotion. They're talking about, oh, it's Alex Pereira's sister. Look what Alex Pereira did in the LFA. All that. She's not as good. Nearly as good. But on the other side of the coin, there's also potential in the sense that if she can somehow keep this on the feet against a Neja rep who there is nothing special about her, one little bit, she's just another contender, she'll have the striking advantage. On top of that, the promotion will want Aileen to win. They could give her the decision in that sense. All I'm saying is there's opportunity depending on what the odds are, but unfortunately there are no odds available right now for Ailin Pereira. I'm interested to see what they will be because you will likely be able to be betting on this fight. It's just something to note and keep in mind if you're watching or keep paying attention to LFA 22, or excuse me, 222 at all. Let's continue, guys, over to the next section of the video, that being fights that I believe you should not be betting on. The first fight is going to be Roman Kopylov versus Gregory Rodriguez. You have two very, very tough contenders over here. And it's more so on the side of Roman Kopylov because, well, actually, it depends on how each fighter approaches this game plan. There's a couple things, okay? First of all, thing I want to get out of the way. Gregory Rodriguez has insane scar tissue about right here. We've seen it open up in fights before. It's easy to open up, especially when you have a striker that's as damaging as Roman Kopylov. If this gets opened up on Gregory Rodriguez, the fight can get called. He can get rounds taken from him because of, all of the blood that's being spilt from his face. That's easy for Roman to do. Actually, to be honest, like with these two actually going at it, I love a 1.5 round line, but that's kind of what's stopping me, so I'd have to see what the odds are for that. On top of that, Gregory Rodriguez has a clear path to victory in this matchup, that being to take Roman Kopylov down. I believe Gregory is a good enough wrestler and grappler to be able to get Roman Kopylov down to the ground, even though Roman has shown to have some good defense in the past. If he uses that approach, again, clear path to victory. But you can't trust Gregory to do that. Gregory does like to stand up and slug it out. On top of that, Roman Kopylov, every once in a while, he shows up and decides, I'm a boxer today, when his clear path to victory is kickboxing. If these two are going to stand up and slug it out, which is a huge possibility for Gregory to not want to use his grappling, Roman Kopylov, if he's using his kickboxing, he should be the better striker. But sometimes he shows up and goes on boxing today. If that's the case, I can see Gregory Rodriguez getting the job done over Roman Kopylov. Don't know what to think about this fight. I love a round line for this, but the problem is I worry about that scar tissue opening up for Gregory Rodriguez, so perhaps the smartest thing to do is to skip this fight in general, guys. Let's continue on over to the next fight that I believe you should not be betting on. And it's going to be Baysengar Susurkayev taking on Eric Makoniko. It's more so because we don't know exactly what level in the UFC both of these guys are at yet. And I could see you like taking that and going, okay, we can judge based off of the history that we've had right now with both guys. I don't know how good they actually are. One could just be far better than the other. Plus, I don't like how much Baysengar was clowning around against Eric Nolan. He was coming in. He's very, very, very overconfident. A guy like that, he almost even got knocked out in his last fight. And Eric Makoniko can definitely chin him if he's behaving like that the same way. Is he going to be disciplined coming into the octagon? I don't know. I don't know how these two are going to match up. It's just a difficult one to predict. I would skip this one, to be honest with you. Plus, I do not like this guy. No, sorry, I don't not like him. I don't like how much he is trying to be like Hamzat Chimaev, where I'm just going to steamroll everybody and go in there. He's not as good as his mouth and actions dictate in the octagon. Now, guys, let's continue on to lock of the week. The fighter on the card that I believe is my most confident pick to get the job done. There are no true locks in MMA, but if there's one that's close enough, it's going to be Kyle Dawkins. It's more so just because GM3 at this point, I love him. I am going to hope that he wins, but he's washed. And we throw that term around a lot in MMA, but Gerald Meerschaert is officially washed. He has never looked slower. He has never been less durable to big shots. Gerald Meerschaert comes in. He's throwing slow punches. Takedowns that are some of the worst that we've seen in the MMA game. I think Kyle Dawkins, being at 32 years old, he's probably going to be a little bit more present with his build in the octagon. I don't think that Gerald Meerschaert has any path to victory whatsoever. I just cannot trust him anymore, and for that reason, Kyle Dawkins is going to be my most confident pick on the other card. I hate to say it, man. I hate to say it. I hope GM3 wins. I like GM3. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but he doesn't have it anymore. let's continue on over to the next part of the video, guys. This is a little bit more of an unstructured part of the video. That being looking for any props that are available right now. Let's take a look over here at Odds Jam. Sorry, let me bring you over here. Fatima Klein, Angel Hill. I don't like that for that value. Over 1.5, under 1.5. So I could see Kyle Dawkins just finishing Gerald Mearshart. I don't mind an under in that one. Under 1.5 at minus 105. But I'm personally not somebody who likes doing unders. And I completely forgot to talk about Erin Blanchfield and Tracy Cortez. Erin Blanchfield is a confident pick of mine. I think that she's going to get the job done. I should have included that. Sorry about that, everybody. Over for Rodolfo Vieira and Bo Nickel. Not bad. What else do we have going on over here? Zhang Weili and Valentina Shevchenko are probably going to go to a decision. I imagine that being the case. Let's take a look at what else we have over here. Over 2.5 for Islam Makhachev, Jack Della Maddalena. Probably. I don't mind an under for Michael Morales and Sean Brady. If you're on the team Michael Morales and you're on team like I'm going to come in here and KO Sean Brady like I did my last couple fights, that's not bad. I would wonder what a prop would be for Michael Morales to win by finish. Benoit Saint-Denis, Benil Dariush. That's difficult to call. Very difficult. So I wish that we had a 1.5 that we could take a look at over here. Over 2.5 at minus 105. I don't mind that. I would imagine this fight would go to a decision. I like betting 1.5 on guys that are just dogs in there. They come out tough, but again, that scar tissue on Gregory Rodriguez really worries me personally. So there's a little bit of potential. Let's see what we can make for any fun parlays over here. Now, guys, of course, we're going to start with the same thing that we've usually started with. Depending on whether or not you follow the channel, my sister and I, something we've been doing every single card. We were almost millionaires one time in Bellator. We put 10 cents on every single underdog to get the job done. There is insane value over here. Insane, guys. What else? We have Valentina Shevchenko, Weili Zhang at the underdog right now. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get for 10 cents. Nothing. There's a few close fights over here. Again, like sometimes it goes into the hundreds of thousands and millions, guys. But let's build a parlay. Let's Jose Mariscal. All right. Well, they got the name completely wrong there, but those are probably the correct odds, okay? We have Chepe Mariscal. We're going to pick Fatima Klein. Kyle Dawkins. We're going to pick Erin Blanchfield. We're going to pick Skip. We're going to skip that. We're going to pick Carlos Prates. We're going to pick Rodolfo Vieira. We're going to pick Weili Zhang. We're going to pick Jack Della Maddalena. That is an insane 8-pick parlay right now, but something that I hate, guys. I hate MMA parlays a lot. Something's always bound to go wrong, but let's make something that we can get that will at least get you plus money, okay? So there are some guys that I love that I would just bet on myself. Chepe Mariscal being one of them, of course. I would go with, and I'm sorry, again, I should have spoke about it, Erin Blanchfield, Kyle Dawkins. That's probably the best that you're going to get right now for plus money. I don't mind that at all. Kyle Dawkins, I like for sure, but that's way too little odds for me to bet on, to want to bet on. If you're feeling lucky, a Carlos Prates, that's not too bad. Take off Erin Blanchfield if you're not somebody who likes to bet on WMMA. You'd almost get double your money right there. But I don't mind that at all. If anything, like if I were to pick a solid parlay, which again, I hate parlays, I would do a Kyle Dawkins and an Erin Blanchfield. I'm pretty comfortable with that personally, but again, hate MMA parlays. Something's always bound to go wrong, guys. Let me know what you think about the entire card down below, and check out the betting or the official full card breakdown right here. Sorry, this is the betting guide. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Take care, guys.